So here we are, we've done a 2-foot flood cut, a 1-foot flood cut over on this side. We're going to clean this area up, sanitize it. You can see that the plywood is completely saturated. They have, as I previously mentioned, that they have ram set this subfloor to the concrete to make it a sound foundation. But what has happened is the water has followed in between the pieces of plywood and it has migrated over towards the kitchen. So I'm afraid that we may have water all the way into the kitchen also. As you can see, this is pretty wet over here. If you can take a look, you can see the moisture has gone, the water has gone underneath this moisture barrier, and the water is going underneath the subfloor. This subfloor, like I said before, has been ram set into the concrete. Ram set is where they use nails and nail into the concrete to make it a sound foundation. Obviously, we're gonna have to keep on going. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the subfloor, see how far it's gone, see if we have to remove this containment and push that containment towards the kitchen. So we removed the wood floor. We have the plywood that has been ram set. We're gonna open this up, take a look, and I'm gonna show you how much water is underneath this floor. See that there's a lot of water underneath there. It's quite wet. It's definitely evidence that it may be over all the way into the kitchen. I'm gonna take this, put it around. I'm gonna lift this one up right here. Take a look, see what we got it going on. As you can see, this is wet, pretty soaked. So we're gonna have to keep on moving that way towards the kitchen. It looks like they glued, it's smelling like Henry's, this glue that they put down to glue this plywood to the concrete subfloor. It's smelling almost like oil. I don't believe that it's a asbestos mastic, but we will most likely have this tested prior to removing any of this floor. We have removed the laminate flooring. We've pulled back the vapor barrier, and we've exposed the plywood that has been ram set to the concrete foundation. I'm going to show you kind of how it was. Here's the moisture barrier. This was down, this was on top of it. Then we have the plywood. The water ran through the channel throughout the house and underneath the plywood also. Our concern is, as I stated before, is that the water is underneath the cabinets and that this plywood is underneath the cabinets. We pulled this piece of plywood out, the subfloor, and as you can see, this is wet. This is just soaked underneath there. So there's water underneath. What we're going to do, we're going to present the homeowner with a couple options. One is that we're going to dry in place. We're going to treat underneath there. Basically, we have to kind of re-flood this area with an antibacteria to sanitize it. We'll dry it. We're going to have an environmental company come in. They'll do some swabs to make sure that the bacteria has been removed and that it's in normal condition. That way we will not have to remove the cabinets. It's going to be tough just because of the fact that they actually have a couple layers of plywood underneath there. So the drying is going to be tough, and to be able to make sure that we kill that bacteria underneath there, aka sewage. We just got done setting up the containment, pulling up all the flooring, setting up all the equipment. I'm going to take you inside to show you what we're going to do as far as drying it out. So since this area was part of the sewage where the water flowed, we're going to clean this up, sanitize this area, so that's why we have our equipment still here. Then we're going to give everything a clean up on the way out. Let's go inside. It's a little noisy, I got some of the equipment running still. This is the bedroom that had the carpet in. We're putting a blower in on every wall. We're also putting a blower underneath here so we can get underneath this bathtub, because there was a lot of water underneath there. And we have a couple of blowers. As you can see, we removed the vanity because we couldn't get it dry back there and sanitize it at the same time. here's the floor. As you can see, we had to push that containment back because it did go underneath the kitchen cabinets, and we're doing a separate drying chamber in there just so that way we can isolate the area and control the heat and temperature a little bit better, just because we're going to try to save these cabinets. Let's go in here and I'll show you what we have. I'm going to turn that air mover off. So we pulled out the flooring. There's still a little bit of flooring underneath the island and on these back cabinets over here. So we placed a dehumidifier. We have some air movers over here, and then we also have what we call our cabinet dryer. So the cabinet dryer is pushing air everywhere and pulling it out. Try to get like a vortex drying to really get this thing moving as far as the dry down process. We placed 2 dehumidifiers in here. Requirement is actually only 1, but we just want to get really aggressive with the drying, so we placed 2 inside. I'm going to take you over here. We're going to show you, we placed another containment up. On the other side of this containment, we have some furniture. We were kind of running out of room, even though this is a pretty large house. We put a bunch of stuff at that end of the house, and it was starting to push us out here. I'll show you if you want to take a look real quick. We just kind of threw a little chamber together so that way we can have some area to keep the furniture isolated. What we have, this is the fireplace, the back side. So the water ran underneath here, so we're gonna dry out this area, get pretty aggressive with it. We have our dry ease air scrubbers over here. The machines are a HEPA air scrubber, and it keeps the air clean while we're working and during the drying process. We use Phoenix air movers that are just phenomenal, and we use a lot of Phoenix dehumidification, which is phenomenal equipment to really get things dry. We're basically trying to bring the desert to the house. As you can see, this piece of equipment is a dry ease piece of equipment. The concern that we have, one of the concerns is that the water is underneath the fireplace here. So that's why we opened up the back side and we're drying the back side. We've sanitized it. We've cleaned this floor twice now, and also sanitized it with a Decon 30, Benefect Decon 30, which we love. It's a botanical, all natural, made out of thyme. The herb thyme is, I think it's just one of the best solutions out there for doing something botanical without danger to your home, and having something, a pet lick something or what have you, is really safe. As you can see over here, we did place our zip walls. I always brag about the zip walls because they're just such a great tool that we use, and we use zip walls to isolate the furniture over there. It's really great. We use 6mm plastic, fire rated. That way, when we need to put up a wall real quick, we just bring out the zip walls and the plastic, and voila, we have instant containment. We do use an estimating software program called Xactimate. We put the numbers together, shoot it over to your insurance company. They send our insured a check, they pay us. It's real simple. Give us a call. We're real easy to work with. We'd love to have your business. Thank you for watching. John with ProCare Services from Mission Viejo. You can give us a call at 949-463-7054 if you have had a water leak in the last 5 days. We will actually come out and give you a free moisture survey. If it's something small and you just need a little help, we'll actually help you get started and tell you what you need to do. But if it's something a little bigger, then we can tell you which direction to go. Thank you for watching. John with ProCare Services.